top 10 freestyle songs of 2024. We're going to go with the person that nodded their head first, Mr. Willie Valentin.
We're doing number 5 now, right?
We are at number 5, yes.
All right. I have Naija When Will Our Hearts Beat Together.
Great choice. You can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah, when I first heard it, loved it, every mix of it. And they were sharing it with me, Martin and Naija thing. What do you think about this mix? What do you think about that mix? And I gave it good feedback. They go, hey, can you do a remix? Last minute, I'm like, okay, let's do it. And it made the cut on the single, but the record's a great record regardless of who the mix is on. So.
Yeah, not only did they do freestyle mixes, but then afterwards they did some house mixes, some dance mixes. There's so many mixes to that record, and everyone should sample that record. It's so great. Just one of my favorites of 2024. So right now we're going to go to Tim Spinning Schommer. Who do you have for your number 5?
When Forever Comes. There you go. Love it.
Sapphire and Tony Moran. When you heard their voices together again after all these years, what were your thoughts?
First of all, every time I hear Sapphire's voice, it makes me happy. Like, oh yeah. And to be honest, I think she's one of the reasons why I love freestyle so much. I mean, Boy I've Been Told. I mean, the production on that, those hard beats, of course. So Boy I've Been Told.
Yeah, in the 90s, when I try to become a DJ, I was so happy collecting the vinyl. It was blue, and for my made up my mind. And it was such a great collector's item. I have like 3 of them now in my collection, but I can't get rid of them. I'm sure you have like 20 of them. You know what I mean? But
I got it right there. While you're talking, I'll grab it.
Taste the bass and the background. Little Paula Abdul-ish type of song from that time. Just a great record. Great cover art too. One of the best cover art that I've ever seen. I think that Sapphire takes the cake for having the best cover art back in the day, all the way to 2024. Who can forget her album, the Sapphire album, where she's just wearing socks? You know what I mean? Like, we needed a huge poster for that. Just amazing things. Here comes it. There it goes right there. With the blue vinyl, Sapphire. Look at that vinyl, and look at that cover. Just an amazing thing. I was talking about briefly. I was talking about how we used to collect records, and we used to come home and listen to the entire thing. Like, we would put the needle on it and just sit back and listen to it, and flip it and do it. And we don't have that anymore. Like, that's the way to really appreciate music, and that is just a great way to really bond with it. And now, because you can just get something sent to your email or digitally, beautiful. It's so easy. Yeah, man, she's just the best when it comes to the vinyl. Nice.
I've never seen that one.
Nice. That's one of my favorites right there. Collector's items. You can get rid of a bunch of stuff. Like, I can get rid of my HD DVD movies, but I can't get rid of my vinyl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
what are you telling?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. So, Duchess, who do you have?
Number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes.
Naija Now and Forever with One Touch.
Wow. What a collaboration that was. That was the collaboration. Like, it was like generations of collaborators. Yeah. Another Willie Valentin production. So we're going to stop this right here. So the producer of the year for 2024 is Willie Valentin, right? And is anybody going to try to say something different?
Nope.
Not me. Willie knows where I live.
Yeah. Well, no, look, producer of the year is earned, right? It's not only producing new quality music, but also being able to remix and have a vision for what that project is supposed to be. And for me, I'm going to speak nicely of you, Willie. There were so many, about time. There were so many different brilliant pieces put into these records, right? You talk about the Naija record and the Kraftwerks. You talk about the Jenny Renee record and Connie. And there was always something that was modern, but that also brought you back to a time where you loved the music. Listening to The Exposed, the new iteration for a new generation, just a great record. The beats are freaking perfect. The break is perfect. So many different things. We talk about Ray Guel, right? Because Ray Guel did a hardcore Willie Valentin mix. I can't believe that. Like to have Ray Guel doing a hardcore Willie Valentin mix. We have The Voice in Fashion, Chained. You even did some records for some other artists that we didn't get to promote, but Jeffrey mixed. Just so many different remixes. And then you did, other forms of work. You did stuff for your daughter and Juliana Lee. You did records for Niaja. You teamed up again with Michael Anthony Berteau. Just so many great things. So, what a great year for you. And you still continue to evolve and put out great quality stuff. And it's not because you and I are friends, because, the check is already in the mail, right? But, it's just people need to acknowledge the fact, acknowledge him. Hold on, let me put the finger up. Acknowledge. Wait. It's a wrestling thing. But just acknowledge the fact that you are still doing your best to put out quality music. So producer of the year for me is Willie Valentin, hands down. If anybody wants to complain about that, please send all your complaints care of the Duchess, Cheryl Rodriguez.
I knew it.
Of course. DJ Ratio, who do you have for your number 5?
So I'm need your help with this, all you guys. So I don't typically put remakes on Countdown. I never do, never will. But this one, for some reason, I don't feel it categorizes as a remake because it was never released. Am I right or wrong about that?
What
If
song
it was never released but made, is it Karina's Master and Servant?
Master and Servant has seen so many different iterations of it. Like, it's been a song that's been popping around the internet for about 15 years. There was a version that she sent us to the radio station 15 years ago, but I know that she keeps going back to the well with it because she really loves it, and she really wants to put out the best version of that record. So, kudos to her for believing in a record so much that, she tries to bring it up to date every few years. So Master Servant was yours.
Is it available now, that record? I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, it's available now, yes.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, because see, when she came out, when she remade it a couple months ago, she made it with like a guitar solo, and it was great. And then PJ Surratt did the New Ever remix and added a street beat to it, which Willie, I think you should listen to it. It's absolutely phenomenal. Great track. I thought it really revived it for the freestyle era, and I fell in love with it, and that's why I put it at number 5.
So my number 5 is Eric Krishna's Broken Till You, another record that I had the opportunity to break and have him come to the studio and have a significant other and play it for the entire community, and produced by Jay Adams. Just a great record. The lyrics are nice and just meaningful. Eric has a unique voice. He has these. If we were to have like the top 10 unique voices, he would make that list, along with Michael Astorga, Sita from Pain. There's just some of these voices that you don't like, and you see him too, right? He looks kind of a construction worker, and then this voice comes out of him, and you're like, the construction worker singing that way. You know what I mean?
He's a great guy too.
YMCA. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we just gotta give him the hat. But the hard hat. But again, man, just a great record, and hopefully it'll be high on the list for the top 40 freestyle songs of 2024. So right now we're gonna get to the top 4 songs of 2024. I'm gonna kick it off. I'm gonna go with, I think, what Willie Valentin stated earlier on about this record was spot on. If you take the time to just listen to this record and just the vocals, when you hear George Anthony and Suave together, it's like a melding of two voices that should have been a group back in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like a duo, you know what I mean? With the poofy hair and the leather jackets, the tight jean pants, you know what I mean? And whatever, you know what I mean? Just doing routines up there. But the fact that the George Anthony and Suave record was so great. And again, another record that was produced by Londinium, but also remixed by Willie Valentin. So many different versions. Jay Alms is on there as well. Ken Do is rapping on there. Kenny Diaz. They put so much into it. They put a street version, an explicit lyrics version. Again, some of my favorite memes come from Remember, because this is a record that George Anthony had hidden away as a filler track on his greatest hits anthology, which he brought forth to 2024 and just remade it from this simplistic version into this great hit for 2024. So that's my number 4 for the year. Willie Valentin, what do you have?
So it's funny. This record was brought to me to remix, right? And my first reaction was like, it doesn't need a remix. I think it's fine the way it is. It holds its own. I wanted to, but I don't think it needed another remix. But I love the voice. I love the melody of the record. And it's Christina Marie, The Only. It was a top record for me. She sounds amazing. I worked with her back in, I think it was late 90s or early 2000s. And to have her come back, amazing. So I'm very proud of her. And I love the record.
Yeah, it didn't make my list, but I think that it is, top contender for, a top spot for the top 40 freestyle songs of 2024. And your feedback always is something that assists us in making sure that a song is at the correct position. That's why we allow the fans and the listeners and the people in the industry to award bonus points to their top 3 songs. Number 3 gets 1 point. Number 2 gets 2 points. Number 1 gets 3 points. And you can vote right now on CPR's Clubhouse Freestyle Universe on Facebook, the group. Tim Spinning Schommer, who is your number 4?
I wasn't put this on the list just because it was so popular last year. When You Talk with Deneen and George Lamont.
The Deneen and George Lamont record made it extend the life of the record, because the record, if you remember, is a Club Jumpers original mix, right? And then remixes came out, Willie Valentin. And then Willie Valentin remixed it, and then they also have remixes by other people. And then George Lamont listened to it, and then George Lamont wanted to jump on it. So the record went for a year and a half being on the list, and it would have made my top 10 of 2024 if it wasn't my number 1 of 2023. But it's a situation where I love the fact that what people need to understand is that we need to start extending the lives of these records. We need to make them longer lasting, because we can't put something out and then 2 weeks later people forget about it. We need songs that are going to last and be tested, and also be long lasting. So great choice. I'm going to go with Willie Valentin. What do you have?
I was just before Tim, wasn't I?
No, I know. I didn't check you off, but yeah, Willie Valentin. Thank you so much for your feedback. I messed up. Cheryl Rodriguez.
Number 4, I have April, Someone to Hold.
Oh, so you went back in time.
Wow.
I did. A huge favorite of mine. And that will also come into play again when we get up a little closer to my number 1. So yeah, it was just one of those songs that was always on every flash drive I made. The CD was in my car back in the day. It was a constant go-to. The entire Magical album, for that matter, was insane. But I loved listening to it, and I think that she sounds better than ever. Like, I can't even believe, like, if you think, I think the last time we heard from her was back in 1991, right? Or I could be wrong, but losing my heart over you. Right?
Yeah, it's something that I wanted to discuss here, because, when people go back and they revisit their records, right? When people go back and revisit their records, the fans that are listening to them are like, oh, it doesn't sound like the original. It's not supposed to, right? It's supposed to sound different. Their vocals mature. Their vocals are different. They're supposed to sound different. Not only that, but the technology is different. So, if you were to remake these records from the 80s and bring them to 2024, it's going to be different. Except for the hairdo, right? Like, the hairdo is not going to be different.
Come on. How adorable. I mean, forget it. The whole album is awesome. It's magical.
I have to organize my records, because I want to do what Tim is doing, just going over there and just picking stuff out. Yeah, they're in crates and crates. I got to get them back in this room. But
it's all because of that song, A B C.
Yeah, exactly. You got put them in order. But it's something that people have to consider. If folks are going back in time and coming to 2024 with their classic hits and remaking them and redoing them for a new generation, we have to understand too that their voices mature. Not only do they mature, but some of them even sound better. She sounds great.
She
You know what
sounds
I mean?
amazing. I mean, why would you want them to do the same song over the same exact way? It already exists, right? So like, and yeah, her vocal range was thick in this song. She sounds great.
Spinnin Schommer.
Yeah, that was 92, by the way.
Yeah. Nice.
That's Willie.
Who's your friend there, sir?
This is Ricky. He's usually sitting up there during the show, but he
Ricky
said he wanted
Schommer?
to come down and he
Hey,
doesn't talk
Schommer.
much, but
Yeah. You don't do the ventriloquist thing?
yeah, no, not me. I don't know how to do that. Okay, sorry. He's just gonna hang out. He'll be quiet.
What do you say about me?
Smile and talk with this.
Yeah.
How are you? All right.
Yeah.
Did everyone submit their DJ Racer? What do we got?
We can't have a countdown without the man that can sing the Bible, George Anthony for Remember.
Nice, the man that can sing the Bible. That's hilarious. That's amazing. And again, it made our list, right? So no matter what part of our list it made, Remember made our list, right? We thought it was a top song for 2024. So right now we got the top 3 songs of the year. We're going to start with Willie Valentin. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is something that was supposed to be on my label, Tony Rand. But anyway, much love to Tony. So When Forever Comes. So I had the demo and was hoping we're going to release that under artistic, but hey, it's all good. A great record. He did it with Sapphire. And yeah, that's my number 3 for this year. Great job.
Excellent. Tim Spinning Schommer, what do you have for your number 3?
I've got Julio Meta and Coro, I hope.
Well, I hope they appreciate it.
Yeah, they better.
Somebody.
No, that's a great song. Love it. Played that a lot this year.
Yeah. And it was a song that they were performing even before the record was released, which I truly appreciate. I saw some concerts where Coro and Julio sang it together beforehand, and then people were asking for it. So it's pretty cool to build that excitement and buzz for that. DJ Racer, what do you have?
I have Juliana Lee and Lily Rose for How You Make Me Feel. Again, it's amazing track for 2024. To me, it was the track that kicked off 2024. That was the track that, I said it in our mid-season countdown, and I said, when I first heard it, I said, wow. And to me, that's what kicked it off, and I think everybody got their asses in gear, and better music came out. So I got them for number 3.
Okay, well, thank you so much, sir. We have Willie Valentin, Tim Spinning Schommer, Racer, Duchess. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 was Deneen, Change on Me, and Cynthia.
Again, it's a record that that she took and she did the original, and then after a while she came back into the fold with a duet, a collaboration, and here we go with the Change on Me's blending together.
Right. And by the way, that was my other one that I was referring to. Like with Change on Me, it was more of an underground. You really had to be familiar with Freestyle if you knew the song. It was a huge favorite of mine back in the day. And I remember Gino sort of hinting at it on social media. And the moment he said what he said, I knew it right away. And I got so excited for the song. So
it was only on Task 14.
Listen, I loved this. So there's those songs that just stick with you, and that was one of them.
Well, Task 14, has some, probably had a rhythm-centric remix in there because every compilation had a rhythm-centric remix in there. But I'm glad that she brought the song forth to 2024, re-recorded the vocals, and then went into the studio with Cynthia. They got to perform it. Just great stuff. So that's number 3. We have everyone's number 3. Did someone not go yet? I know that I haven't. My number 3, I Am Wearing. My number 3 stayed the same, is Gennaro and Vera and Drunk and I Miss You. And not only do I love this record in Freestyle, but they made me appreciate the original version. The original version is a country song, and I play them both in my car. And it's something that if you have the extended version of "Drunk and I Miss You" by Gennaro and Vera, it's a nice bass. It's like a slow paced freestyle record, and then Gennaro comes in, and then Vera comes in, and it's just a great collaboration. And together they sound really, really great. So it's my top number 3 record for 2024. And thank you for the shirt. I appreciate it.
I didn't get one.
You will. It's in the mail, sir.
Okay, good.
All right. Well,
Jose though, but it's coming in the mail.
Yeah, I'll probably just send you this one. It's medium.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah.
Woo.
You know what that means, right? Stretched out medium.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Will. Of course. So right now we're going to get into our top 2 freestyle records of 2024. Does anybody want to change their records right now, or everybody okay with their list? All right. Number 2, Duchess, what do you got?
Gennaro and Vera, "Drunk and I Miss You."
Wow, it made it a little higher than me. That's amazing.
I mean, yeah, when you talk about that bass, man, when you're in the car and you're playing that song and it's just, like I could over and over and over again. And yeah, I mean, she surprised me. I really enjoyed her vocals, with him. And yeah, man, it's just carried on through the whole year for me. Yep.
Yeah, I hope that she has a solo record for 2025, and we could only hope that they continue working together.
Yeah, man.
DJ Racer, what you got?
I've got Nick Cologne, "Foolish Need." That track is so amazing, and when you hear the story behind the track, it's not just about the track. You hear the story, him waiting and him getting it together, and all the time and sweat and effort that it took to make the track. And then when it finally came out, it didn't disappoint. It gave us exactly what we needed, and I got them at number 2.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Just a sigh is all he needs. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, but please, we don't condone you calling somebody just to hear them breathe. Okay.
Yeah.
So 10 Spinning Schommer, what do you have?
Mind, Body, and Soul, 3 to the max.
Nice. What is it about 3 to the max
Very
that
nice.
makes you want to play them on your show every week?
It's a groove, I like the tempo, I like the energy that it brings, and those guys are amazing too. So it's a lot easier to play the songs when the people are cool.
Exactly.
That added attraction. I give you a list of people that I want to play. No, I missed that. That's a joke. JK.
They're gonna cancel you now, sir.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with everybody.
Once again, is the top 10 freestyle songs of 2024. Mr. Willie Valentin, who's your number 2?
My number 2 goes to the comeback person of the year, comeback artist of the year, April, Heart in Pieces. I don't even care about my remix. I just love the record when I first heard it. That made me want to. I'm like, if she needs a remix, I'll do it. I love that record so much. Great person. I got to speak to her. It's like I ran ideas by her. She had ideas she wanted, and I just loved working with her. And the song, amazing. So that's my number 2 for the year.
Again, I get these opportunities, right, to interview some people like, Tony Moran. I got to interview last year, and it was like a dream come true. I was so nervous. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video, but I was like pinching myself, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Tony Moran. That guy Willie was part of the video as well, because I was just nervous. And, I got to tell him a joke, like, I'm so glad that you're here with a shirt on. And I'm like, man, it's going to bomb. And it didn't bomb. It was pretty good. So, for me, I have to agree with Willie. My number 2 is April, Heart in Pieces. The original version of that record, I know that Willie remixed it. It didn't need to be remixed, at all. And I know Willie agrees with that. But if you listen to, I believe it's about 4 minutes. And it builds from this song and into I always talk about it builds slow into a crescendo. The background vocals, the harmonies, all the vocals that she puts into the record. And then it gives you Yolanda Mila, When the Pieces Fall, kind of a groove to it, which is an older record that's implemented in there in little ways. But it's just amazing and brilliant. And I just I've heard that song 1,000 times since I got it, at least. And I will continue to listen to it 1,000 times more because it's that good. And she is, again, the comeback of 2024. What an amazing record. What an amazing record. All right, guys. So it's time to get down to the nitty gritty, the number one record on your list and your list only. And again, this is our personal list. There are no attacks on this list because it belongs to the person that's here. And these folks represent the best of what this music has to offer, in my opinion. DJ Racer and I, we meme each other all year. It's all in fun. I'm sure that people think that we're at war, but we respect each other so much. And he actually checks in with me before he puts a meme out. I don't check with him though. I just put it out. But you know, it's always fun. It's always fun. That's just for the donut part with my cousin. We got to talk about that. But let's go to that number one. DJ Racer, would you do the honors and let us know what your number one record of 2024 is?
It's for me. It's super easy. I told Willie when we did our mid-season countdown that I don't like playing the same track twice weekly on my mixes, and I find myself playing this remix and this track over and over again, and it's been all year long, and it hasn't changed. Comeback of the year, April, Heart in Pieces, my number one, hands down.
I can't.
And Willie, by the way, your remix, amazing,
nice. And again, number one and two could have been interchangeable. And I think that it's something where it just impact, and you start talking about all these different things that happen throughout the year, which we'll get to in a moment. But Tim Spinnin, Schommer, I'm also curious to hear what your number one record is.
Well, after listening to you guys, I'm way off. I don't know what I was thinking, but I said Heart in Pieces by April.
Nice. Is she teaching you how to glide in the hoverboard?
I don't need that instruction on that. That's the way I do it.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. But I have no idea how she does it. She has the balance of a cheetah, and she's amazing. She's just really great. But that's a great song for 2024. Duchess, Cheryl Rodriguez, what do you have?
My number one went to the girls, Juliana Lee and Lily Rose. How You Make Me Feel.
Wow, good one.
Well, congratulations going out to them. Again, just a great choice. Willie Valentin, what do you have?
So before I even get into that, I just want to read off some analytics, how I came up to my number one. So I'll start with this. Over 200,000 total streams in 2024. Over 4,000 digital downloads. Close to 3 million plays on TikTok. Reached the demographic of 17 to 35 age group. 65% of that demographic was going to a younger crowd for Freestyle.
That was me.
The number one digital selling record ever on Artistic. Number one ever. Wow. They found fans that thought Freestyle was no longer being created. I gained over 10,000 followers on TikTok because of these young ladies. And these fans were like, I didn't know Freestyle was still going on. So they were able to get the younger crowd who don't listen to Freestyle and brought back fans that thought Freestyle wasn't being made anymore. So the number one record, hands down, I don't care what anyone says, is not because it's on my label or because one's related to me, but Juliana Lee, Lily Rose, hands down. No one can say those numbers for any record, period. So that's what I got to say.
So there was one record that I will say made my number one record of 2024. And of course, is the record that made the most impact on social media, the record that people played the most, the record that people went crazy over. And my number one, of course, is Teddy Swims. And
I knew it. I knew it. I was waiting for that.
You guys don't have Teddy Swims on your call card there?
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that.
It was amazing.
Did you see Stevie B threatening him with the finger of doom poking him in the chest? Come on, man. My number one record of 2024, of course, is Lily Rose and Juliana Lee and How You Make Me Feel. The evolution of our genre is right here in front of us. Right now, Juliana Lee is releasing her single debut song, which is a record that she studied from the early 90s, Tiana's First True Love, and she has her iteration, her version coming out. But to go back to 2024 and be the first person to interview these young ladies, and I said this before, and I'll continue to say it, charisma on both of them. They both love this genre. They both study this genre, and they're so much fun to interview in person. Lily Rose can have her own podcast. Juliana Lee can teach a class. She's always poised. It's like they went to like reform school or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. What are those old schools that teach you how to eat with the fork and the knife and the spoon? It just, or they smack you in the hand. You know what I mean? Like Juliana Lee gives me that. Like that poise, and they're so mature and great for their age, to the fact that they have evolved. If you look at the first show, they didn't stay stagnant and continue doing the show the same way. If you watch the last show that they did, it was so different because they went up individually and then they got together to do their record. And to me, it's just the epitome of what we want in this genre. So, seeing them grow in a short 8-9 months, seeing Juliana Lee go from 16 to 17 years of age, and getting ready to go to college, but now also trying to leave her mark in freestyle for years to come while she's getting her bachelor's degree or whatever the case may be. And Lily Rose doing the same. Like Lily Rose is doing so many great things, the arts, and I know she's going to produce. I know that, she's the young lady that taught herself the ukulele. So I know she is musically sound. And I know for a fact she's going to make so much money being a producer, not only in freestyle, but in any genre that she wants to be part of, because she can outdo everyone in so many different things. And I could talk about them all night, but my number one record for 2024 is Lily Rose and Juliana Lee, How You Make Me Feel. And we close out the year with great hope and aspiration for 2025.